Another brick fan here with a look at the 2020 mechs. There are 3 that were released in 2020. That includes Iron Man, Thanos, and Spider-Man. These small mechs from the Marvel Universe were all released in 2020. They include 76140, which is Iron Man, 76141, Thanos, and 76146, Spider-Man. These were all released in January 2020. Each has 1 minifigure and they cost about $10 each. All of these mechs are built fairly similar. They include this piece here that flips up and down to let the minifigure into the mech, and they all have a printed piece, as you can see here, for the chest. They also all have stickers, which I'll kind of highlight those as we look closer at each mech. Let's take a quick look at the builds for all of these mechs. Now that we've taken a look at the builds for the mechs, let's take a look at each mech individually. First up, we'll do Iron Man. And as you can see, the nice thing about these mechs and the way they're built is there's lots of articulation points. So they use ball joints throughout. So there's ball joints for the shoulders to give it a lot of motion. And then each arm and each leg is made out of 3 pieces. So you have the shoulder joint, kind of a middle elbow joint, and a wrist joint, and then the fingers here for the mechs, which I think all turned out nicely. If you look at the palm of the Iron Man mech, he has his repulsor beams here on the palms of the hand. The minifigure goes in here, so this folds down. There's a little spot here for the minifigure that holds the minifigure in place. And then you just close that in, and there you have the minifigure inside. So it worked out pretty good. several stickers on the Iron Man. See the toes here both have the same sticker. The shoulders have a sticker, and then there's a sticker on this pearl gold 2x2 round piece as well. This print right here in the front, this slope piece here in the front is actually a print. This does have an action feature, so this is one of those stud shooters. To operate it, you just get a good grip on it and you push the back and it shoots out up to 3 of these little stud pieces. Like I was saying, lots of articulation here. So the ankle, knee, and hip are all on ball joints. So it gives you a lot of freedom of movement. There's lots of posability in these characters, depending on how you want to move them around, just making sure you keep their balance. So you can do a lot of good posing with these characters. Let's take a look at Thanos next. Here is the Thanos mech, and as you can see, it's very similar. It's done in a similar fashion to the Iron Man mech. The stickers are in a slightly different place, so you have them here on the arm of the mech. You notice his left hand has the Infinity Gauntlet with all 6 stones. You see there are 5 fingers on the gauntlet and then the other stone here on the back. The legs also have those same stickers as you saw on the arms. The bottom half of him is built up much more than it was with the Iron Man. You see there's some bigger ankles, if you will, and then the feet are done fairly similar to Iron Man. The piece here on the chest is a printed piece, and as you can also may have noticed, there is bright gold as well as the pearl gold used on this mech. So his shoulders have some of these shiny gold or metallic gold as details, and then the hands, and then there's a lot of pearl gold around in other places. Once again, lots of posability with this figure, and it looks very good as a mech. It's kind of interesting to see Thanos in this small form, but we'll take a close look at all the minifigures here in a few minutes. Let's move on to the SpiderMan mech. Here's the SpiderMan mech done in this red, white, and blue pattern. I like the fact that they use some of these web elements here on the shoulders. There are also stickers on the shoulders here with that web pattern. You see some stickers here on each hand as well. And then stickers for the toes. So the hands and toes look pretty similar, although the toes have silver on top and there's blue on top of the... Each hand has a stud on a clip or on a post here, so you can put the web elements in for this mech. Lots of web elements come with it. So you have 2 different web elements that it shows in the instructions that you can attach here, and then certainly you can make up your own combinations for other web elements. They also come with this small clear piece so that the minifigure can hold either one of these web elements or both. Looking around to the back, you see that this one has these claw pieces or legs here, and again those are on these joints so you can make them move a lot. One thing I do find, and you probably just noticed that, is that these mechs tend to be kind of fragile. So they do fall apart a little bit. So they're not super durable, in my opinion, as a play piece. Beyond the fact that you can pose them a lot. So they're more of a static. You'll pose them and then, work out your scene or something like that. It might be really interesting to do a stop action video with these mechs. That would kind of turn out really nicely. Let's take a close look at the minifigures. Here are the 3 minifigures that come with each one in each mech. So we start here with Iron Man. This is a pretty common print for 2020 for the Iron Man. He does have these power pieces that fire off of his hand, which is nice. We also have Thanos, which is, in my opinion, a little strange to see him in minifigure form because he's much larger than a normal human. but obviously they had to do it in this size to get him to fit inside of the mech. I like this helmet that he comes with, and I think the purple skin on his face is a good color. Then of course we have Spider-Man here with just a torso print, no printing on his legs. And as you see, he comes with this piece here so that the minifigure can grip a stud here, which means you can use these web pieces that we showed on the mech earlier. There you see him with that web piece, so you can use that. It has two of these, so you can use both of them with the minifigure. Taking a closer look at the faces here, you see Tony's got the heads-up display over his face, again, fairly common. And then here's that kind of purple color for Thanos, and he has a very grumpy expression on him and some dark red eyes. Just want to get this helmet back in place so you can see the sides of the helmet. See, I like the sculpting here on the top and then around the sides. I think turned out quite nicely for Thanos. No side printing on any of these figures, but good back printing on all of them. I like how Spider-Man has the web pattern there on the back of his cowl, as it were, his head there. And you see we have an alternate expression for Tony and no alternate expression for Thanos. I think the back printing keeps very consistent with what we saw on the front, so we get that good solid look for them. And then this is a pretty common Spider-Man print as well. So here we have the three minifigures, again, one with each set. Now let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on these three mechs. In general, I'm not a big fan of mechs. It's not my favorite style of Lego set, but these do look pretty good. And I think they did a lot with a small amount of pieces. Each one of these is right around 160 pieces. And they turned out really nicely. They are all built in a very similar fashion, so there's slight differences between them that you may have noticed if you watch the speed builds that I did. So they each have some of their own individual character. I appreciate that they used printed pieces to provide a chest piece for each of the figures. And then they use stickers for the rest of the decoration, like you see on the toes and shoulders of Iron Man and Spider-Man, for example. They are pretty easy to build. They can put one together in probably 15 minutes or so, depending on how much time you take putting the stickers together. And I think they look pretty good. At $10 is really a fair price. The price per piece ratio is well below that 10 cent per piece. So that kind of gives you an idea. And then they all come with nice minifigures. And they, even though they are a little bit fragile and probably not super durable for young kids to play with, I think you can get some playability out of them because of all the nice posability that they have. And they do look okay as a display element if you do like the mechs. So I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on these Marvel mechs. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I've left a link to my Marvel Superheroes playlist up here on the screen.